Hi, I'm Margaret and welcome to Garden School. Today we are in the classroom and we are saying happy birthday to Carl Linnaeus. Yes, born May 23rd, 1707 in Sweden. He is known, among other things, as the father of taxonomy. Taxonomy is a classification system, and while today we're going to talk about how it pertains to plants and things in the botanical world, Linnaeus worked on taxonomy classification for all sorts of things. Animals, diseases, yes, interesting. And he did it based on natural observed characteristics. And for plants, we're talking about things like the size of the leaf, the pattern of growth. Is it growing erect, upright, or prostrate along the ground? How do the flowers appear? What color are the flowers? Are the leaves variegated? Things like that. And another one is, where did this plant originate from, or where is it native to? Taxonomy has one wonderful feature, and that is binomial nomenclature. Binomial nomenclature is a system in which we use two words, binomial, to name nomenclature something. And the two words identify the genus and the species of the plant in this situation. Now, when we're talking about binomial nomenclature, we will discover that there are a lot of words that have a derivation from Latin or have been Latinized or even have some Greek roots. But there's also some other languages too, but mainly Latin and Greek you'll discover as you're looking at the botanic or the scientific name of a plant. Here are a few examples. Acer japonicum. Acer is the genus for maples. And by the way, here's a side note. When you're writing or when you see the binomial nomenclature, the botanic name of a plant, it will always be italicized, or if you can't italicize, then just underlined, and I've underlined here. Acer is the genus for maples. Japonicum would indicate to us that the source of this plant is Japan or the Orient, and that is the botanic word, a name for Japanese maples. Kind of makes sense there. Here's another one, Lilium asiatica. What do you think? Asian lilies. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Here's another one, Hydrangea macrophylla. Well, hydrangea, we see something here that kind of looks like hydro water. Yes, and this is a root for a container or a pot. So the word hydrangea takes its meaning from two root words, a water-loving plant or a plant that you're going to need to pour a lot of water on. And that's true with hydrangeas. And then the species name, macrophylla, is also a compound, a source. Macro, large. Phylla, well, if you were looking at Latin, you wouldn't find the right one. This comes from a Greek word meaning leaf. So Hydrangea macrophylla is a large-leafed hydrangea. That's pretty cool. Now you can get really tied up into some of this stuff and wonder, why is it called this and why is it called that? But if you think about the vocabulary we use in English, there's a lot of words that are borrowed from the Latin and from the Greek. So think about that as you're looking at the scientific names of plants. It also might help you figure out where they would grow best. For instance, a plant that has the species name borealis or boreal, that means forest. So it's something that would grow naturally or natively in a forest area. You can find a lot of wonderful things that will indicate the color and the shape and the size of the flowers, the fruit. Another cool one, the domesticated apple. Malus is the genus name for apples. Domestica. Cool, it's a cultivated apple. Well, anyway, there's something really fun to do, and while we're saying Happy birthday to Carl Linnaeus. And you can do some studying on it, or just have fun, or just use your common names. Oh, one last thing. The reason botanic names are good to know when you're talking about a specific plant is that the common names can oftentimes be used for multiple plants, multiple different plants, or in a different part of the country or world they can be called something else. In England and Great Britain, the lime tree is not a tree that grows limes, the citrus fruit that we know. So there's some other things you can probably think of too. Anyway, so that's one reason why when you go to a nursery, they'll know probably what you mean by the common name, but to know the genus and the species of what you're looking for is also helpful. Well, there's always more to learn in the garden. Goodbye.